I just realized that. I just realized that. I just realized that. We're good now. We're good. We're good. We're good. Microphone was off the entire time. I just realized that, guys. I apologize for that. So we do have a tornado warning down here in Washita County. Just kind of reiterating everything I just went over. So those are those severe thunderstorm warnings. We do have a tornado possible tag at this current time here. I realized that. I apologize. Microphone was off. Just some software issues this morning here, but we do have that tornado warning in place at this current time here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a track of the storm here. Now this should stay to the west of Camden, and it should move into Dallas County here. And these storms today have been kind of in between all the cities here, so that's really good news at this point. And I'm going to say at this time here, we do have some unconfirmed reports of damage coming out of Lafayette County at this time here near Waldo, when this storm was coming out of northwestern Louisiana and into Columbia and into Washita County here. So this has unconfirmed damage reports right now. We're still working on getting that. As a matter of fact, we just have one come up. Trees and some power lines down in the town of Waldo at this current point here. So we've got the audio and stuff working at this point. We've got it now. So give me 1 second here. Let's get a track on this real fast here. Give me 1 second. And that's going to move northeast into Dallas County here. So let's give me 1 second. There's the area of rotation right in here. We're going to clock at about 40 miles per hour here. And like I said before, this is not really impacting a lot of cities down here. This is right between Camden and Chilster. However, this is going to impact, give me 1 second, Highway 24 between Chilster and also Camden at this current time. So this is good news that it's not really impacting any cities in this area. However, there's a lot of people that do live along Highway 24 and also along Highway 7. So this is going to continue to move northeast into Washita County and into Dallas County at this current time here. And also it's going to go into Highway 128 and towards Dallas at this current point here. So as I said before, we do have a tornado warning in place. It's going to go for Washita County down here. And I want to stress something too. These severe thunderstorm warnings down here, it's going to go for Washita, Union, Columbia, and also Nevada County. These severe thunderstorm warnings are tornado possible. They're not tornado warned as of now, but they do have that tornado possible tag. So make sure that you're seeking those tornado precautions. Make sure you stay proactive today. Every single warning that's getting issued severe-wise does have that tornado possible tag within here. So kind of keep that in mind. It's going to go for Western Union, much of Columbia, much of Nevada County, and also Washita County up here. And as I said before, we have that tornado warning in place, and I wouldn't be shocked to see it getting extended further into Dallas County before too much long here. So let's go back over to our radar real quickly here. And as I mentioned before, there's these storms coming into Columbia County and into Western Union County at this time. And the area of rotation is just going to be to the west of Camden. I do believe that this should stay to your north and west if you're in downtown Camden, but I wouldn't risk it because these storms tend to deviate towards the east and towards northeast. So if you're in Camden right now, you're probably hearing sirens going off. Take those tornado precautions just to be on the safe side. It doesn't really hurt anything to take those tornado precautions if in this area. And then we had said before the severe thunderstorm warning, which is tornado possible for our folks in Columbia, Western Union County, and it's going to eventually make its way into Washita County as well, similar to this tornado warning at this point. Elsewhere across the state, as of right now, across southwestern Arkansas, we're also watching these storms come up from northeast Texas, which are tornado warned, by the way, coming into northwestern Louisiana and then southwestern Arkansas. The flooding threat is starting to increase as well. As of right now, we have no flash flood warnings, but if we continue to see these storms kind of train over the same areas, that's where you're going to have that flooding potential as we get towards later this afternoon and into this evening here. But to kind of reiterate, there's a tornado warning right there. No cities impacted at this point, which is perfectly fine. However, if you're in northern Washita County going into Dallas County, and I will say downstream, I would watch that Highway 167 corridor going into Dallas County, and it's going to eventually make its way towards northwestern Cleveland County as well. So just kind of watch that closely down here. It should stay north and west of Camden right now, but I would still just go ahead and seek shelter just to be on the safe side because these storms do tend to deviate towards the east somewhat, especially if they start producing tornadoes here. So just kind of keep that in mind at this time here. So we're going to go ahead and pull up our rotation indicator here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to switch this over to Little Rock's radar here because this is like right there between Shreveport and LZK's radar here. So give me 1 second. All right, and we should be getting that up here just shortly. Give me 1 second, guys. 1 second here. I'm going to have to restart our radar here. Give me 1 second. So once our radars come back up, give me 1 second here. Now, we do have reports that while we're waiting on the radar to come back up. We do have reports coming out of the Waldo area of trees down, power lines down in the area. They are ruling it as thunderstorm wind damage right now. They're not confirming it as a tornado. But at this moment, we're going to continue to keep you guys updated right on there. But as of right now, we do not. It is not tornado damage at this point, but we're going to continue to monitor the situation. But we got power lines down and trees down in those areas. And this is going to be in Columbia County, by the way, for those that are wondering. So give us just 1 second. We've got radar coming back up at this point. And give me just 1 second here. It's going to come back up at this time here. So the tornado warning is going to go. Okay, so we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that just got issued. So give me 1 second. Let me zoom this down and give you guys that severe thunderstorm warning here. So this is also going to be tornado possible. There's the new severe thunderstorm warning. It's going to go until 11:45 this morning, along with the tornado warning here. And there's the area of rotation. It's clear as day, just to the west of Camden, south of Chilster, and southwest of Fordyce at this point, moving northeast at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. And I wouldn't be shocked if they extended the tornado warning going into Dallas County at this current time. So we're going to continue to monitor the situation very closely, guys. Give me 1 second here. Let's go ahead and put a track on this at this point. You're going to hear some thunder outside of the weather center as well. We do have some storms coming up from southwestern Arkansas up into the metro, so you are going to hear that from time to time in the background. But so far, there's the tornado warning at this point. Let's go ahead and get this going. At this current time, there it is, moving to the northeast about 40 miles per hour here. But like so far, there's no cities or anything in the path at this time here, because so far this is down here in southern Arkansas, northern Washita County, and going into Dallas County here. But I do want to urge some caution for our folks on Highway 167 coming from Hampton to Fordyce, the Bearden area over towards Camden, the Chilster area. This is where you're going to have to watch for that area of rotation to kind of move through here. Now, we have a new update on the tornado warning here, so let's talk about that. It's going to go for until 11:45 for northwestern Washita County. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Poison Springs State Park, or 9 miles west of Camden, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour here. So the area of rotation is radar confirmed, radar indicated at this point. But just kind of keep in mind that we're going to watch the situation closely. So this is going to go for Chilster, Bragg City, and also Poison Springs State Park at this time here. So as always, you're under tornado warning. Take those tornado precautions. Move into a basement or interior room on the lowest floor of a building at this current time. Now let's zoom this out and let's go over to this real quickly here. And it's so for not only just a tornado warning, but I want to kind of urge caution down here in southern Arkansas with these severe thunderstorm warnings. No, they're not tornado warnings, but they are tornado possible severe thunderstorm warnings here. So that's going to go for Nevada, Columbia, Union, and Washita counties down here in southern Arkansas. Keep this in mind. So if you're in this warning, even in the severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado precaution in your back of your mind here, because these storms are capable of producing tornadoes at any given moment here. That's why the severe thunderstorm warning has that tornado possible tag with it here. We saw a similar situation over here in southeastern Arkansas with the last event, where it was a severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible, and ended up being an EF2 confirmed over there in southeastern Arkansas. So just not trying to scare anyone, but just have that mindset today to make sure if a tornado warning is issued or a severe thunderstorm warning or a tornado pause, have that precaution ready to go. That way, hey, you're in safety and you're good to go. So there's a tornado warning right here. It's in northwestern Washita County. It's going to move towards the Dallas County at this current time here. This should stay to the northwest of Camden, southwest of Fordyce right now. We're going to watch the situation closely as it continues to move on towards northeast. Elsewhere, as I mentioned before, severe thunderstorm warnings, tornado possible down here. That's going to go for this area in Camden, near the El Dorado area, Magnolia, and over towards Hampton at this current time here. And what we're going to do here is this entire cluster of storms is moving northeast at about 50 miles per hour. So we're going to put a track for this entire cluster of storms here. So bear me for just a bit, and we're going to get that going for you guys. So this is going to go for the entire cluster, and it's moving northeast. I'm going to clock it at about 40 miles per hour at this point. So there's the cities. It's going to be East Camden, the Bearden area, smack over Northland, over towards El Dorado, the Callion area, Fordyce, and Herald. So this is going to go for the entire cluster of storms. Keep in mind that this cluster of storms does have the history of damage. We're getting damage reports right now coming out of Columbia County of trees down and power outages at this point. Keep that in mind here. Not only just the tornado threat, but the damaging wind threat with this as well. These storms will be capable of producing 60 to 70 mile per hour winds, along with the tornado risk down here in southern Arkansas. So this is going to move towards East Camden, Smackover area, El Dorado, Callion, and the Fordyce area down here in southern Arkansas within the next 20 to 40 minutes at the certain time here. And then at 7-4, there's the tornado warning up here. So 7-4, this is going to move to the northeast at about 40 miles per hour, moving towards the Dallas County area right now, going over Poison Springs State Park up here in northwestern Washita County, and also near the Chilster area. And this should stay northwest of Camden at this current time here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to zoom this down, put the rotation indicator on, so it's going to be right here, right there on Highway 24. And at this point, I would say any interest on Highway 7, Highway 128, Highway 9, and Highway 8 over here going into Dallas County, I would watch this storm closely because this is going to continue to move to the northeast here at about 40 miles per hour. So while that's moving northeast, we got this entire cluster of storms down here in southern Arkansas that's going to continue to move out towards northeast as well here. And this will be capable of producing a couple of tornadoes. We'll have to watch that tornado threat closely. Damaging winds, the hail threat's taking the backside to the tornado and damaging wind threat for today here. However, we're going to continue to monitor the situation here. But for these folks over here, if you're in this area, even though it's a severe thunderstorm warning right now, it does have that tornado possible tag. So make sure you're taking those tornado precautions as well. That goes for Camden, Smackover, Norfolk, Hampton, El Dorado, Callion, Fordyce, and also the Harrow area as well down here in southern Arkansas. Elsewhere across the state, this is the only area of concern down here in southern Arkansas. Everywhere else, we have some showers. We got some thunderstorms coming into the metro right now. None of these storms are severe. They're going to be super loud coming in, but none of these storms are severe at this point. I do believe for our folks over here in western Arkansas, and I'm going to confirm this at this point with our dew points, I do believe our folks over here in western Arkansas from Fordyce to Mena up to Fayetteville are all clear. You guys are going to be good to go for the rest of the day if you're in western Arkansas. This is now shifting into central, eastern, southeastern, and south central Arkansas, and also southwestern Arkansas as well. As you can see with our 60-degree dew points going from Texarkana up to Russellville, up to Jonesboro at this current time. And we will have to watch eastern and northeastern Arkansas later this afternoon and into this evening here. But kind of reiterate the tornado warning at this current time here. There it is right here. I'm going to take off the dew points for just a second. There's the new update of the tornado warning here. Tornado warning remains in effect until 11:45 this morning for northwestern Washita County. A severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Poison Springs State Park, or 8 miles northwest of Camden, moving northeast at 35 miles per hour here. We'll have to watch the situation closely. I'm also monitoring our Discord over here as well. We'll have to keep an eye on that at this time here for reports and everything like that. And give me 1 second here. I do believe we have some more reports coming in. Okay, so this one. Okay, so that one was just from Columbia County. I don't have any more coming in at this time. But we'll watch the situation closely. But to kind of give you guys an update of the tornado warning, this is going to go until 11:45 for northwestern Washita County. This is northwest of Camden at this point. I want to reiterate because I know sirens are probably going off in the Camden area. I don't know if they issue to turn the sirens on, if it's for the entire county or just like one specific area. But if the sirens are going off in Camden, I want to reassure you guys, you're good to go. The area of rotation is to your north and west at this point, and it's moving away from downtown Camden. So you should be good. Continue to monitor the situation here until this storm gets away. Remain in your shelters. Remain where you are if you're in the Camden area. But this area of rotation, the tornadic part of this storm, is moving away from Camden. However, you will experience a lot of loud thunderstorms, heavy rainfall, gusty winds up to 60 miles per hour. Will be capable of producing some few power outages down here as well. Keep an eye on that. We'll have to watch the storm as it moves out towards the northeast at about 35 miles per hour here. But there's the track of the storm real quick. Let's go back over to this real fast and you guys can see. So this is going to go for Camden. Camden is on top of you right now. El Dorado is going to be coming in within the next 20 to 25 minutes. Like I said before, No tornado warning, but the severe thunderstorm warnings are taking priority today as well because they are tornado possible, especially right there in western Union County, over towards Columbia and up towards Washita County at this current time here. This is going to continue to move on towards northeast at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. Fordyce, you've got almost to noon for the storms to come in. Magnolia is already passed over your area. Smackover is closing in on you at this current time here. You've got about, I would say, less than 10 minutes if you're in the Smackover area at this time here. So there's the area of rotation right here. Let's go back over to this real quick with this as well. And as I mentioned before, we're going to have to watch the situation closely. This is north and west of Camden and east and southeast of Chilster, or just southwest of Highway 7 at this time. So if you know anyone that's traveling between Sparkman and the Camden area, they need to be seeking shelter immediately. I know a lot of people kind of live on Highway 7 down here, or in Dallas County, have to watch Highway 128, Highway 9 over here as well. This is what we're going to have to watch very closely here. So what we're going to do is we're taking the track off of the line of storms, and we're going to put a new track on the tornado warning itself, the area of rotation. So where your green and red kind of combine as one, that's where the area of rotation is going to be at this time. And we're going to put a track on that. So it's going to track to the northeast. It says 35, but I'm going to clock it right around 40 miles per hour to give you guys a little bit of a leeway time up here. And there's the area. So Cartilage is moving towards your area at this point.
There is one new tornado warning for Louisiana.
Okay, so all right, so we now have the tornado warning that's down in Louisiana. That's our Warner server at this point. But as I said before, there's a track at this time here. This is going to move towards northeast at about, I'm clocking it about 40 miles per hour. Let's pull up some roads real fast here. And this is going to go for Highway 7, Highway 128 over here, Highway 9, Highway 8, and Highway 229 as well here. So we're going to zoom this out, kind of give you guys like a little bit of a perspective of where this is going here. So if you know anyone that's on Highway 7, Highway 128, Highway 9, Highway 8, and also Highway 229, which runs from Fordyce up to Cartilage, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. I would really be shocked if that tornado warning gets extended into Dallas County here. Now, this is going to stay north and west of Camden. This is going to stay west of Bearden, south and east of Sparkman at this time here. This is kind of going between all the major towns right now. But so far, if you're traveling right now, this is going to really concern those that live along these highways or is traveling right now in Dallas and northern Washita counties. Those are going to be the areas of concern. You have to watch the situation closely. But if you're in Camden right now, you're good to go. I want to reiterate, it's going to get loud. You're going to have a lot of activity happening over the next 15 to 20 minutes. But the tornadic part of the storm capable of producing the tornado, is to your north and west, and it is moving northeast, which is away from your area. So if you're in Camden, you're good. If you're in Bearden, you're good as well. Fordyce, I would watch this before these storms tend to deviate to the east a little bit. So in the Bearden and Fordyce area, I'd keep an eye on it. But at this time, it's moving to the northeast at about 35 to 40 miles per hour. So it's going to be impacting areas on Highway 229, Highway 8, Highway 9, Highway 273 as well, and also 128, and then also Highway 7 that runs out of Camden up into Sparkman, which is in Dallas County at this current time. And as I said before, we're watching these other areas as well. As you can see, there's another area of flotation trying to get going in northwestern Union County. That's southwest of Smackover and northwest of El Dorado at this time. We're going to watch this closely. And so before, these storms will be capable of producing tornadoes today. They will be capable of producing damaging winds and large hail. So make sure you're taking those tornado precautions. Make sure you are staying proactive at this current time here. And this is the same storm that is associated with producing damage down there in Columbia County. So I want to reiterate, take these storms seriously. You don't need it to be a full-blown tornado warning to take it seriously. These severe thunderstorm warnings have that tornado possible tag with it, which means they will be capable of producing tornadoes here. And I'm not taking anything away from the ongoing tornado warning, but I will say this one down here just to the northwest of El Dorado, right there on Highway 160, I would watch this storm closely here. This area of rotation, I would keep an eye on it. This is southwest of Smackover, and this is actually moving towards the Smackover area. So Smackover, I would watch it close. I'd be real curious to see if they're going to put a tornado warning on this. So before, this is going to be an area of rotation right in here. Okay, and it's going to move northeast towards this area here. So that's going to, once again, include Highway 7 and it's going to move towards the Smackover area. So if you know anyone in Smackover, give them a heads up. Say, hey, there's a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado moving your way. Go ahead and have that mindset. Say, hey, there's a shelter. Take it. If you're in a mobile home, this is your leeway time right now. You're not even under a warning in Smackover. So it's your leeway time right now. If you're in a mobile home, make sure you have a game plan ready to go in terms of seeking shelter here. But the biggest thing is we're going to keep an eye on that. But I'm not taking anything away from the ongoing tornado warning at this point here, which I do believe they have dropped the tornado warning for this year. But I urge caution because I'm still seeing a good amount of rotation in northern Washita County at this time here. So any interest on Highway 7 and then also Highway 128 and also Highway 9 over here, keep an eye on the storm. I'm going to stay live for just a little bit longer because I'm real curious to see what they're going to do with this particular storm here. It's still exhibiting a good amount of rotation in northern Washita County. It's going to be moving into Dallas County. And then I'm also real curious to see what they're going to do with this area of rotation down here, which is southwest of Smackover at this time, moving northeast. So I'm going to stay live for just a little bit longer to kind of see what they end up doing with that here. But let's kind of go over everything. I know this is kind of, blindsiding a lot of people. A lot of people were not expecting severe weather. You've been hearing about the snow next week, all the winter weather stuff next week and all that. This is why we tell you guys, yes, it's important. Yes, it's exciting and all that. But the severe threat was today. This is why we urged you guys so much to pay attention to today, because these storms will be capable of producing tornadoes and damaging winds here. So stay weather aware. Next week, we'll get to next week once we get past today. But I want to urge you guys right now, you need to have a game plan ready to go at this point. So I'm going to kind of reiterate everything at this time. Let's talk about the tornado watch here. I haven't had a lot of time to really talk about this watch. This tornado watch is going to go from much of central, southern, and southeastern Arkansas until 4 o'clock this afternoon. And I will say this, if you're in northeastern Arkansas and eastern Arkansas, I fully expect this watch to get extended into those areas, and it will probably go until the 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock time frame for tonight. That's going to go from Jonesboro, Memphis, down to Clarksdale, down for our folks down there in the severe weather battered Ashley and Chico County down there. I do fully expect the tornado watch to get extended into those areas over the next couple of hours here. So just kind of keep that in mind across the board here. But to kind of reiterate, that's the ongoing tornado watch at this point. It's going to go until 4 o'clock this afternoon here. So give me 1 second. Let's get this off. So before to kind of reiterate, the tornado warning has been allowed to be canceled. We're still going to monitor these storms very, very closely here at this current time. And it's going to go for our folks down here in southern Arkansas, down here in central and northern Arkansas. You guys are not really seeing a lot. We've got a lot of heavy rainfall coming over our area right now. None of these storms are severe. They're going to be loud coming in, but none of these storms are severe up here in central and northern and northeastern Arkansas. However, I will say this. Continue to monitor this area here in southeastern Arkansas and up into eastern and northeastern Arkansas as we get towards later today and into this evening here. Okay, so what we're going to do is going to take a look at a couple of things real quickly here. I'm also kind of buying time a little bit to kind of see what we're going to do with this ongoing severe weather down here in southern Arkansas here. Okay, so this is the current instability. We're right around at lunchtime right now here. So southeastern Arkansas is quickly becoming unstable, and I do believe your environment will be capable of producing tornadoes, damaging winds, and that hail threat as we get towards later today as well. And the biggest thing I want to stress too is, although the flooding threat is not as significant as it was at the last event, it is still there. Keep that in mind. If we come across any flash flood warnings, make sure you're taking taking those flooding precautions as well here. Okay, so just kind of keep that in mind across the board. Southeastern Arkansas, we're going to watch you guys closely, and then northeastern Arkansas, anywhere along and south of the ongoing warm front right now, which stretches from Jonesboro to Fort Smith. And I want to kind of urge you guys this too. This warm front is further to the north than what we were originally anticipating. Remember, guidance had this warm front along the Arkansas-Louisiana border at first, and now it is up into northern Arkansas. So that's why we tell you guys so much, pay attention to the severe weather days. Don't let your guard down. I know everybody's wanting winter weather in January, but we got to get through this first, and this is what we've got at this point. So tornado warning has been canceled. I don't think they're going to reissue the tornado warning or anything like that, so I am going to go ahead and hop off the live stream. However, if any additional warnings do get issued, we will be here. Remember, we will have coverage on our Facebook, our Twitter, and our Discord as well.
Thunderstorm warning for Arkansas.
Okay, so what they've decided to do is go severe thunderstorm warning with this, and it's going to go for 60-mile-per-hour winds and also upwards to an inch in diameter of hail coming up in this area here. So they're continuing this severe thunderstorm warning. They're not going tornado warn with this as well. So we're going to hop off the live stream, guys. As I said before, we're going to have coverage on our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and on our Discord server as well. And we'll continue to keep you guys updated right here, your source for all things Arkansas weather.